Welcome to another episode of Divi, or another tutorial from Divi, where we look at helping you make sense of Divi, making it easy and enjoyable to use such a great theme. Alright, so today we want to look at how we can use shortcodes in the Divi theme. Well, what is a shortcode? I suppose we should start there. Shortcode is basically code written in a short form in order to produce something on your website. So who uses this is you'll get it quite often in plugins when you have the data that is being entered into the plugin, whether it's through a custom post type or however, and then you want to present that in the Divi theme. So we'll go through an example here so you can just see how it works in practice. I have a form set up for a quote request. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the shortcode from this particular form, and then we're going to jump into a page. Alright, so let's scroll to the bottom. We want to put in this form, and I think we have, yes, we have it here. Alright, so we have a row, and we're just going to insert a module. So the thing to remember here is when you're using shortcodes, there are two ways that you can go and you can insert the shortcodes. The first one is the one that we would think would be the most common sense, and that is to use the code module. So if I click on the code module and I click inside here and I just go and paste that shortcode, you can see the shortcode is presented here by the name, and then it usually has the square brackets on either side. Alright, so you can see my form is now being displayed. Alright, benefit of using this with Divi is now we can jump into design, and we have different kinds of options here that we can use to style this. Now it's very basic styling. You see if we do the usual module style, text alignment, sizing, we can see if we're going to make it bigger or smaller, maximum height, maybe we want to bring it down, or we want to keep it up. Alright, spacing, it's all the same. All the ones that you're usually used to using for Divi. Okay, so that is the one way that you can use shortcodes. Now I did mention that there are two, so the other way is we use the very one we use so often, the text module. So when we use the text module, we usually use it here in what we call the visual side of things. So you can see the tab, visual, and text. Alright, so let's say I take this and I push him down, and I take this one, make this one a heading. Alright, so you can see that the text has changed over here, right? We have the heading, and then we have the paragraph text below that. Let's see what happens when we check it out in the text side of things. Now you can see here, we have actually added in the code. So you can see there's the H1 tag, and then the closing H1 tag. So that's what's happening in the text side of things, is where it's actually writing out the code of what we are seeing in the visual side of things. So what does that mean? Well, if we jump into the text, then in theory, we should be able to just put in some code here and it should be reflected, right? So let's hit that. Let's put our shortcode in. We let that do some thinking. We jump back to the visual, and there it is. There's our code, all waiting for us to use. So the form there. So this is now just like with the code module, we can now jump into the design aspects of things, but now the difference is, look at the amount of options we have compared to the code. Right, so if we jump into the different kinds of texts and options, we can go and we can change. So keep in mind, not everything will be able to be editable with inside here, so it is give or take depending on what the plugin creator allows. So just bear that in mind, because I have had quite a few where it's been a bit frustrating where the changes are not being reflected. But yep, that is it. That's how to use shortcodes in Divi. If you have any questions about this, do let me know in the comments below, or else if you want any other tutorials, also let me know that. And we'll see you in the next tutorial.